I'm going to see Thor Love and Thunder, which I'm looking forward to. I was a pretty big fan of the last movie, Thor Ragnarok, and I loved how that particular film leaned more into the comedic potential of the Thor character. And also I just gave Chris Hemsworth a chance to shine in the role and give a lightheartedness to the character instead of strictly playing him as this lofty, godlike figure. And for me, Thor Ragnarok seemed like a really good Saturday morning cartoon made into like a feature film. It just indulged in its cartoonishness, which I loved. So I'm looking forward to this. The show's about to begin, so I'm going to head inside, but I'll give you my review after the movie. Welcome to my review of Thor Love and Thunder, and this is going to be a non-spoiler review. So right off the bat, it's first of all great to have Chris Hemsworth back as Thor. He really is Thor at this point and just has put his stamp on that character. And I love how he brings humor to the character and levity. And he's one of the best things, honestly, about this movie. As far as Jane Foster goes, the female Thor played by Natalie Portman, she's okay, and she's not really featured a lot in the movie. Is underutilized, and she has a backstory that is there to bring a little emotional heft and weightiness to this otherwise very comical film. Tonally, it was a little jarring because it's mostly a superhero comedy, but it does try to have like some emotional beats, particularly through Natalie Portman / Jane Foster's backstory, as well as the villain, the main antagonist of this movie, Gore, played by Christian Bale. He's excellent and a very good villain, and I do like what they do with his backstory, but he does still kind of end up becoming basically a generic Marvel villain with not a lot of depth. But Christian Bale does what he can with the character, and he's also pretty funny in it as well. And also, you can see a little bit of his Batman voice at certain times. It's not who I am, but what I do. But yeah, a little gravelly that he works into the character. So he was great. Still like Portman, a little underutilized in the film. And Valkyrie, played by Tessa Thompson, still great to see her again, but still she's has nothing to do in this movie. She's a very supporting character. Thor Love and Thunder is very random too. It's just not straightforward, and that's fine, but just it has all these random bits to it that just feel like a bunch of pieces that are kind of empty in themselves. Like I said, with like the humor, it's like, oh, here's a pop culture reference, so like another Guns N' Roses track that you might know of, wink wink. And I was like, yeah, it just felt like Taika Waititi was like, here's my playlist, I'm just the songs I like, and it just felt forced onto the movie. Some of the musical cues, I kind of felt that a little bit about James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy with the kind of pop music, rock and roll musical cues. Some of them worked and some of them just didn't for me. And like the Guns N' Roses here, and it was just overplayed. And I would say that with a lot of the jokes here, a lot of them felt overplayed. Like they would set up a joke, and even before the joke happens, you kind of know where they're going with it. But then they just, make the same joke again and again and again, and by the time it's just, okay, yeah, I get it. And for me, it wasn't too funny to begin with. In terms of the action, yeah, there's some fine action set pieces, but still none of the action hit in the same way as Thor Ragnarok. Like particularly that ending scene in Thor Ragnarok, with Led Zeppelin playing, and that was just fucking awesome to see. And nothing really quite hit in the same way in this film. You could feel, at least for me, I could feel the film seemed to be embarrassed about being a superhero film, so it had to make fun of itself for being a superhero film. If you want to go see this in the theater and you're a Marvel fan, yeah, I mean, go see it. It has some end credit scenes that set up bigger things to come later. Honestly, I found the film kind of instantly forgettable after watching it. I mean, I didn't have a terrible time watching it, but it didn't have quite the fun factor of Thor Ragnarok, and the humor just didn't hit in the same way as it did in Thor Ragnarok. I thought the humor in Thor Ragnarok was well kind of integrated into the rest of the film. Yeah, it was a superhero film that was making fun of itself, but that sense of humor, meta kind of humor, wasn't too distracting. I still kind of was able to immerse myself in the story that was being told. I mean, I love Taika Waititi. I think he's a really good director. I actually find now that I like him better when he's not working, in the corporate arena or Disney, like Jojo Rabbit or What We Do in the Shadows. I like when he has, complete creative freedom to kind of put forth his vision. But still, I think he's, I love a lot of his work. It's just that this one didn't quite come together for me. So that's my review of Thor Love and Thunder. And if you want to see another one of my videos, you can click right now, and I'll see you in the next video here. All right, bye.